So today we are going to see the next lesson from your Maths 2. That is nothing but the mensuration. So today we are going to see your next topic from Mathematics 2, which is mensuration. So let's start with this. So before starting with this thing, we must start with the basic things. So since we are starting with the mensuration, and which is the topic from your Mathematics 2. Mathematics 2 is actually your geometry. What is this? This is the geometry. So we must know what is the geometry before starting this. So what is geometry? I am simply splitting this word, okay? Geo and metry. Why I am starting with this? Because we must know the basic what we are learning here. So geo, the meaning of geo is simply earth. Okay? What is the meaning of geo? Is earth, and the metry. Metry, all of you can easily say that metry is nothing but the measurement. Okay? So the meaning of metry is measurement. So if you combine now these two words, so what is this? Earth plus measurement. So what will be the meaning of geometry? Geometry is simply the measurement of earth, or we can say that the measurement of all the things which comes under the earth, whether it is whether this can be a blackboard, a marker which I am having, everything, whatever comes inside the earth, the measurement of all that things is nothing but the geometry. It can be anything, students, even a small cap, the measurement of all these things which comes under the earth, its measurement is simply called as geometry. Okay, so we must just know the basic thing, therefore I simply recall the meaning of geometry here. Now mensuration, obviously mensuration is nothing but the measurement of different things which we are going to hear. Okay, so in this lesson we are going to see few shapes here which you are already learning in your class 9. The shapes, the volume, you have learned their surface areas, you have learned their volumes. So we are going to use all that, and let's solve the exercise or the practice set based on all these things here. So we are starting with the first thing. The first which you have learned, that is the cuboid. Okay, all of you well known with this, the cuboid, the surface areas, 9 standard. So what is cuboid? There are two things. One is the cube and another one is the cuboid. So cuboid, just see this shape. Okay, this type of shape is called as a cuboid. Actually, a rectangle which we take in 3 dimension, that is called as a cuboid here. Means we can see this from all the 3 sides. Okay, we can see this figure from all the 3 sides. So that is called as a cuboid here. So let's see the formulas here. The first one, the formula for the cuboid. The first one is the lateral surface area. What is this? Lateral surface area. So the first one is the lateral surface area, which we also write simply LSA. Okay, the short form for the lateral surface area. Now, what is meant by lateral? In lateral, what we do, we just consider the outer part. Okay, we are just considering the boundary of this. So the boundary, the area of the boundary is nothing but the lateral surface area. Now we have cuboid. Just consider. This is the cuboid. This is the length of this cuboid, right? Then this is the breadth of this cuboid, and this portion is actually the height of a cuboid. Okay, so what we are having, I'm drawing a cuboid here. Ma'am, it is clear now? Okay, I have drawn a cuboid here. So this is the length of a cuboid. This one is the breadth of a cuboid, and this is the height of a cuboid. Okay, so these are the 3 things. Now we have to find out the lateral surface area. Okay, one more thing. Why we are finding this here? I can directly take the formulas and we can solve the practice set. But sometimes what happens, if you don't remember the formula, what we do at that time? When we don't remember the formula, we can reconstruct it. So we must know how to construct that formulas. Therefore, I am doing here. So now lateral. This one, I'm just considering the areas of the surfaces here. So this is length. So this surface is a rectangle right here, and the area of rectangle is length into breadth. So here your length is this, and your breadth is nothing but height here. So what will this? Length into height for this surface. Again we are having the same surface to the opposite side. So again this is length into height. So what I get here for the lateral surface area is twice length into height. Then One is done. Again, this surface is remain. So for this surface, what is this? This is the breadth here. And again, this is the height of this. So for this rectangle, we will have this is breadth into height. The same way, this is the opposite of that. So again, this will be the length, sorry, breadth into height here. Means what I am getting here again, plus twice breadth into height. So what happens is lateral surface here, the 2 is common, so I am taking the 2 outside of the bracket, and height is also common, so twice h into bracket L plus breadth. So this is nothing but the lateral surface area of a cuboid. Lateral means we are just considering the boundary here. So lateral surface area is simply this one. Now next one. Now next is the total surface area. So the short form for total surface area is TSA. Now here, what I am going to do in lateral, I just consider the 4 sides. But in total surface area, I have to consider all the sides which we are having here. Means all the surfaces. This is 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, and 6. All the surfaces we are considering here. Obviously, all the surfaces are rectangle here. So it is simply length into breadth or breadth into height and height into length like this way. And all these are for 2 times. So the total surface area will be twice into bracket length into breadth plus breadth into height plus height into length. So this is nothing but your total surface area. This was lateral and this was total. Now next one is the volume. Now next one is the volume. Now what is mean by volume? Now volume means whatever amount can be put inside that. That is simply called as volume here. Means if this is a box, what can I put inside this? Means from top to bottom, how I can fill this box completely, that is called as the volume here. So how to find the volume? Obviously from lower to upper we have to consider all the portions. So let's start filling this box. Suppose I'm putting something here, okay? I put something here, so I occupied the length of this box. Then I have to fill this totally. So now I occupying the breadth. So I am occupying the breadth now here again. But this sides are remain. So I am occupying the whole breadth, the whole length, total length and breadth are occupied. Now the height is remain. So what I am doing here? Now I am occupying the height also. So I am occupying this height also. So the totally, in this way, I will occupy the whole box. Means I will occupy its whole volume. So what I have done, I just combining all them together. So combining means I am multiplying all these things. So my volume will be simply length into breadth into height. Since I combined all them, so my volume is length into breadth into height. Okay, this was for the cuboid. So I'm not going to repeat this because this is your earlier classes you have done it. So I just show you how to find out the areas of this if you don't know properly. Okay, now next one is the cube. Again, cube is the easiest thing. Second one is the cube. In cube, what happens? In cuboid, we have a rectangle, whereas in cube, all the sides are same here. Means all the 6 sides, all the 6 surfaces are same here. So it is very easy to frame the formulas for this. So what will be its lateral surface area? Since everything is same, and in lateral, we are considering just the 4 sides. What we are considering? We are considering only the 4 sides here. So here, 4 sides, all sides are equal. So it is 4 into L square, L is the side of that. Then total surface area. Now next one is the total surface area. Now how many surface we are considering? We are considering 6 surface here, right? And the length is nothing but L only. So total surface area will be 6 into side square, that is L square. And the last one is the volume. Again, volume is same as the cuboid. Volume is same as the cuboid. Now again here, length, this is length, breadth is also length, and height is also length. So just combine all these things so that we can put anything inside that. So volume will be the product of all the three sides, that is L into L into L, which is equals to L cube here. Okay, students? So this was for the cube. It is very easy, cube and cuboid. Now, the most important, which is the cylinder here. So now we are going to see how to frame the formulas for cylinders here. Yes, ma'am, my voice is clear now. But still it is not clear. Ma'am, is it still not clear?
Actually, it's clear, but it is not continuous. Your voice and the
okay, the writing and board is not continuous. Okay. Okay, ma'am. Sorry for that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now next one is the cylinder.
Sometimes the settings, there is some technical problem.
Yeah. Okay. Now the next is the cylinder, students. Now what is cylinder? All of you well aware of the cylinder. Everyone have the glass with you. Okay. One more thing, students. Take your textbook with yourself and a pen and notebook, so that when I will solve the examples, you can also try with me. So that so you can get the answers with me also. So cylinder. This is a glass. All of you know the shape of this is nothing but a cylinder only. So how to find the formulas or how to frame the formulas for this glass, that we are going to see right now. The first one is the cylinder. Again, in cylinder, we are going to find three things. The total lateral surface area. Okay, one more thing. It is a cylinder. Means it is a curve here. So, since it is a curve, here we are not going to find the lateral surface. We are going to find the curved surface area. Okay, we are going to find the curved surface area. So, let's have this. We are going to find the curved surface area. Now, what is this? How to do this? Just consider this page. This is a rectangular. Yes, this is a rectangular page. Now what I am doing, yes, Saiba, please off your video. This is a rectangular page. I am simply converting or folding it so that it gets converted to a rectangle. Now what happened? The rectangle is actually converted to a cylinder here. Yes. So now from rectangle, we are going to frame the formula for the cylinder. What happened? Just look here. This is the length, yes, and this is the breadth of a rectangle. Now, the length is actually converted to a circular shape. That means this circle is nothing but the boundary of circle. And boundary of circle, it's called as the circumference, right here. So, this is converted to the circumference. The length is converted to the circumference, and the breadth, this was the breadth. Now, when I fold this breadth is actually converted to the height of this rectangle. Yes, here, this is converted to the height of rectangle. So, the curved surface area is actually nothing but the area of rectangle only. What is this? This is area of rectangle. Now, area of rectangle, all of you very well know, it is simply length into breadth here. So now here, what I done, when I fold this length, it's converted to the boundary of circle, and boundary of circle is nothing but the circumference. So circumference is twice pi r, and this breadth, whatever breadth was there, when I convert it, so when I rotate it, the breadth is converted into the height of this cylinder. So the breadth is actually height. So what I get here? This curved surface area is equals to twice pi r h. So this is the curved surface area of cylinder. In this lesson, you have to just only remember the formulas. Everything you can do it very well. So for the formulas, if you don't remember, you must know how to frame the formula. Okay, so this was the curved surface area. Next one is the total surface area. Total surface area. Now total surface area. Okay, again consider a glass here. we have to consider now all the surface. First one was the curved surface area, which I just already considered. Now what remain? Now just consider the base. Okay, this base is remain, and the base is actually a circle here. Means this base and also the top side. This is also a circle only. So we have to. This is also one of the surface of a cylinder. So we have to find the formula for this. So total surface area is simply curved surface area plus area of base plus it is area of base here. But actually, how many bases we are having? We are having two bases. Obviously, it is glass, so the upper part is hollow, but this is also the base here. So plus twice the area of base. Curved surface area we just found, it is twice pi RH plus 2 into. What is the area of circle? Base. What is base here? Base is circle. What is the area of circle? It is pi r square. So it is twice pi r square, which is equals to. Now, what are the common things? I'm taking it outside. This is twice pi r. Twice pi r is common. So I am writing it for one more time. For just one time. So inside a bracket, what remains? It is h and plus 1 r goes from here. So it is r. Or I can write here r plus h also. Or h plus r. So this is the total surface area of a cylinder. So it's very easy, students, how to frame this. So just remember this trick so that you can do it very well. This twice pi into bracket r plus h. Now, what remains for this? The volume is remains. Yes, the volume is remained. Now, volume. Volume is whatever amount of water can be put inside this, that is nothing but the volume of this cylinder or the volume of this glass here. Means, whatever amount I am putting inside, obviously I will try to put from the base, then that base will goes up to here. Means I am occupying the area of base and occupying this height. So what I am doing? We'll just combine all these things. So what is our base? Base is your circle. So it is pi r square, and this portion I'm going up to top. That is nothing but the height here. So it is pi r square h. So the volume of your cylinder is pi r square. Remember, curve means you have to consider only the lateral surface or the curved portions. Total means whatever surface you are seeing, you have to consider all the surface together. Next, volume means what amount it can occupy. Means whatever sides it is having, you have to simply multiply all the sides. Whatever you can get, whether you can get a cylinder, a cuboid, a cone, a sphere, anything. You are just going to multiply all the sides of that particular figure so that you will get the volume. Okay, so this was for the cylinder. Now next one. Okay, in this lesson, we are going to consider, or especially in practice set 7.1, mostly the cylinder and cone here, cone as sphere. So let's see for the cone now. Now, cone. All of you very familiar with this cone. A monkey cap, an ice cream cone, all the other cones here. So how to find out the formulas for that? I am drawing a cone simply here. Okay, it is a monkey cap. You can sorry, a joker cap, or you can say a ice cream cone here. This shape is not proper. Okay, so if I consider the bottom is actually a circle here. And circle always has a radius. So suppose this is the radius of this portion is the radius. Then from top to the bottom, that means to the center of this base. This is the height of this cone. But can you see this cone is actually slanted. So this part, these two parts are called as their slanted height. What are they called as? They are called as slanted height. So I denote them by L. Both are the slanted height. So in cone, along with the surface areas and volume, we also require to find the slant height here. So firstly, I am writing the slant height. Slant. Why it is slant? Since it is slanted. Now, slant height. Just pay attention to this figure. Forget about all this. Or I am drawing here. This was the radius, this was the height, and this was the length. All of you very well know that the height is always perpendicular to the base. That means it forms a 90-degree angle here. Okay, what it is forming? A 90-degree angle. So can we easily find the value of L using the Pythagoras theorem? What the theorem says? Hypotenuse square is equals to sum of the square of remaining sides here. That means L square is equals to h square plus r square. What I use here? The Pythagoras theorem. So from this, what will the value of L? Simply, I am taking the square root. So this is equals to So this is the formula for your slant height, which is L is equals to under root of h square plus r square. Okay? So this was for the slant height. Now we are going to find the curved surface area of a cone. Okay? So let's see the curved surface area. Now if you look properly, curved surface area, just a minute. Oh, sorry, I don't think so I required to show an image you here, so you can do it very well. Curve means the curve portion and the lateral portions, or I can say the slice here. So what is this? The curve portion. If I open this curve, what I am doing, I am opening this cone. What is this? Israfil, please off your video. I am opening this. When I open the cone, it is something like this. What I done? I have opened the cone, and this is actually, if I consider this cone, this is actually a sector of a circle right here. This is actually a sector of a circle, and this portion, these are nothing but the radius of this circle right here. These two are the radius of the circle, or I can say that this is our slanted height by considering the cone here. And what is this? This is nothing but the circumference. Now we are not taken the whole circumference. The curved surface area is actually the area of sector here. What is this? Area of sector. Now area of sector, its formula is simply half into circumference into the radius here. So what I get here? It is R 2 pi R. And this is your L. So 2 get cancelled. So I get the curved surface area of a cone is simply pi RL. Okay, so this is simply pi RL. Understood what I've done? Actually, whatever cone was given, I simply opened that cone. After opening, that opening is nothing but the sector of a circle. Look here, this is circle, and these are nothing but the radius of circle. So the curved surface area of cone is actually the area of sector, and simply I use the formula for area of sector so that I get the curved surface area. Okay, so this was for the curved surface area. Now next one is the total surface area. Now whatever the surfaces are here, I am going to add it. One is CSA, that is the curved surface area. So curved surface area plus what we are left? We are left the base portion. So here I am going to add the base here. So what is the base here? Base is actually the circle. So it's very easy. Simply substitute the formulas. Base is circle, so that is pi r square. Again, this is common, so I'm taking it outside. So inside the bracket, L plus R. So this is total surface area. Okay. Is it clear to everyone? What I have done? For total, I taken the curved surface and whatever remained, I added there. So what was remained? Just base was remained here. So I added the base also here. Okay, so this was for the cone here. And let's see the last one. You must know how to frame the formulas. Therefore, I am explaining this to you. Just see the next one. Sphere. Now, what is sphere? Sphere is actually a circle only. Yes, it is only a circle, but the thing is that that circle is actually completely filled. If you consider this ball, inside this ball, the air is blown. Means this ball is completely filled with the air. Therefore, this circle is actually called as a sphere now. Okay, you can take an example of this also. Again, you can take an example of this ball also. What happened? These are totally filled here. So therefore, these are called as the spheres here. So now I have to find out the surface area. Where you have the curve, whether it will consider a curved surface or total. No. In sphere, only total surface area will come here. Since obviously it is a curve, no need to find curved surface area. And no need to find total surface area. We are going to find simply the surface area. We are going to find simply the surface area. So what will be the surface area? Just consider, this is a circle actually, right? Each surface is nothing but a circle here. So if I cut this, obviously I'm not going to cut this, but when I will cut this, it will be divided into 4 parts. That means we will get 4 circles. So the surface area will be simply 4 into the area of each surface. One surface, each surface is circle. So surface area is 4 pi r square. So it is just the simple thing. Now next one is the volume of a sphere. Now this is one of the important things. Is how to frame this formula. This is the important thing here. So again, just consider this sphere here. Okay, or I am drawing a circle or sphere here. This is the center. So all this, what are these? All these are the radius of the sphere. Now, when I have to find the volume, means how the things are occupied inside this, that is the volume. So to find the volume, I am considering this one part. Actually, since it is 3-dimensional, when I will take out this outside, one of the piece outside, it will be something like this. Means it will be a pyramid. What I will get, since it is 3-dimensional figure, when I will take one of the outside, this one of the portion, this will be a pyramid here. So here I am getting number of pyramids here. So I have to actually find out the area of pyramid here. So whatever the area of pyramid, that is the volume of the sphere here. So, and obviously all the pyramids are going to consider. So volume of sphere is actually sum of all the volumes of pyramid here. Sum of volumes of all the pyramids. All the pyramids. Now how to do this? Again, this are nothing but the radius here. So it's simply, one more thing. Where is my page? Okay, it's no need. I can directly add the sum of volume of pyramid. So it is 1/3 into radius into the surface area. This surface area. Obviously, the portion which I am forming, all that are nothing but the circles here. So 1/3 r, that is this radius, into the surface area. So it is 1/3 radius. Surface area is 4 pi r square. So just combine this. Is 4/3 pi r. R is for 2 times. So r into r square, what I get here? This is r cube here. So this is the surface area for the, so this is the surface area for the sphere here. Okay, understood? So how to find the volume of sphere? Simply the sphere, we break them into the radius, and each portion we take out outside, and that is nothing but a pyramid. So its volume is nothing but the sum of the volumes of all the pyramids. So in this way we get the formula. So just remember, student, how to find the formula. If you don't remember one thing, just by heart the formulas. You have to learn the formulas very well so you can solve the examples easily. The next is hemisphere, which we are going to see in another lecture. Now we are going to start with our examples. So just go through it properly. Okay. I'm starting with the examples. I'm starting with one of the solved examples from your textbook. So I'm taking the second solved example. So everyone keep your textbook with you so that you can get to know the question here. Okay. So I'm starting with the second solved example. So I'm reading the question. So what it says, how many solid cylinders? What is saying? How many solid cylinders of radius 10 centimeter and height 6 centimeters can be made by melting a solid sphere of radius 30 centimeter? So have you understood the question, students? Actually, we are given one sphere. Suppose this is a sphere of radius 30 centimeter. What I have to do? We have to melt this sphere. Means after melting, this will convert it into liquid or solid form. Then whatever material I will get after melting this, I have to use that material to form a cylinder. Okay, means from the sphere I have to form a cylinder. I have to melt the sphere. Whatever material I will get, I am going to use that material to form a cylinder. So this thing I am going to use here. So how to solve this? I'm starting with the answers directly. So firstly, we require the given things here. So what are the given? Firstly, I'm writing for the cylinder. For cylinder, what is given to us? We are given the radius and height. So radius, I'm considering suppose it's capital R. So how much radius is given to us? That is equals to 10 centimeter. Then height is also given to us. That is, I'm considering it as capital H. So that height is equals to 6 centimeter. Okay. Means whatever cylinder I am forming, that cylinder must have a radius 10 centimeter and a height 6 centimeter. Next, for sphere, what I have given? I have given only the radius. So I am considering this as small r. So radius is given, that is 30 centimeter. So these are the given things to us. And what are to find out? To find how many number of cylinders I can get. So I have to find the number of cylinders. Suppose I give it as M. And to find the number of cylinders which I will get here. Okay. So So let's start with the solution now. So this is the question. So you must know, students, that what I will require means which formula I will require here. So which formula I will require? Whether obviously we will require the formula for cylinder and for the sphere here. Okay, I will require formula for cylinder and sphere. But whether I will require surface area or either I will require a volume, this you must know very well. If I am melting this sphere, okay, I am melting this ball. Whether I am melting just outer part, whether I am melting the outer part only, no. I am melting the whole sphere. Means actually I am melting its volume. What is happening here? I am melting its volume here. That means from this volume, whatever cylinder I am going to construct, that cylinder will be full. Means it cannot be hollow. It is having a space. The whatever cylinder I am constructing, that will definitely not have the space here. So it will be full here. So let's do it. What will I require? Volumes I will require here. So how to do this? So the number of cylinder. From one sphere, I am constructing different cylinders. So here, the number of cylinder is actually volume of sphere. What I am melting? I am melting the volume. So volume of sphere upon the volume of cylinder. This will be the formula. So you must know how to frame this formula. Yes, Safe Khan, please off your video. Means whatever sphere was that sphere I am melting, and from that I am forming a cylinder. So this will be your formula here. So just simply substitute the values and solve this here. So what are the values here? Volume of sphere. Yeah. What is the formula for volume of sphere? It is 4 by 3 pi r cube. For sphere, I have taken the small radius. Then upon, what is the volume of cylinder now? This is pi r square h. So you must know the formula. Simply substitute the formulas, put the values, solve this, you will get the number of cylinder. So I am solving this. The pi, this pi get cancelled with each other. So this is 4 upon 3 into radius. What is radius of sphere? Is 30 centimeter. One more thing. Check the units are same or not. All the units are same. That means we don't have to convert it. You can solve it. So it is 30 into 30 into 30 upon R. This R. This is for cylinder. So it is 10. So 10 multiplied by 10 and the height of cylinder. What is the height of cylinder? It is 60. So these are the simple calculation. Do this and we can get the answer. So 0, 0 get cancelled. 3 1s are 3. 3 1s are 3. Then again 6 1s are 6 5s are. So it is 4 into 5. Sorry, 4 into 5 not. One more 3 is remain. Yeah, 15 into 2. So what I get here? This is equals to 60 after multiplying all this. This is 4 into 3 into 5. So what is this? It's equals to 60. Means the number of cylinders which can be formed, that one sphere are 60 cylinders of this measurement. Of this measurement, I will get 60 cylinders. So your answer will be, therefore, number of cylinders. Since these are word problems, when you are writing the final answer, it must be in the words only. So, number of cylinders is equals to 60. 60 cylinders you will get here. So I'm repeating one more time. You are given a sphere and its measurement is given to us. We have to melt that sphere completely, and whatever material I will get, that material I am going to reuse. This reuse means from that material I am going to construct the cylinders now of this measurement, and I have to find out how many cylinders I will get. So for this, number of cylinders will be, I am melting the volume obviously, so volume of sphere upon the volume of cylinder. Just substitute the formula, put the values, solve it, you will get your answer here. Okay, hope so you understood this one. So let's see, let's start with the practice set. So the rest of the solve example, only 2 solve examples are there, which you can do easily. Try to solve this, just don't look at them. Okay. Now in this practice set, few of the questions are how are the questions? You are given the radius of cylinder, the height of the cylinder. We have to find out the volume. So what is this? Simply you are having the formula, put all the values and solve them. Whether it is required to solve here, I don't think so. Since all the values are given, you just have to substitute in the formulas, which you are doing from your class 5th and 6th standard. So no need to do that type of examples here. So what I am doing right now I am going to solve the next question. Suppose first 4 questions are the same. You are given the measurements and you have to solve this. So let's solve the question number 5 now. Okay, so I am reading this question. What is here? The dimensions of cuboid are given to you. Dimension means its measurement. This cuboid, its all length, breadth, height is given to you. Next one, that cuboid, it is same as that, is melted. Okay, and a cone of height 24 centimeter is made. So we have to find the base, the radius of that base. This what happened here. So let's start with the given so that you can understand. For cylinder, the length, breadth and height are given. Length, it is not written, length, breadth and height. The dimension, the first obviously length, then breadth and then is the height. So length is 44 centimeter, breadth is 21 centimeter and height is 12 centimeter. Now this cuboid, what I am going to do, I am going to melt this cuboid. After melting this, whatever material I am going to get, we are going to construct a cone from this. What we are constructing? A cone here. So for cone, what is given to us? For cone, I am having a height. So I am considering that height as capital H, and that height is 24 centimeter. And what I have to find here? I have to find the radius of cone. That is, I am considering it as capital R. This thing I have to find out. Now again, I am melting the cuboid. Means I am melting its volume, right here. So we will require again the volumes here. So whatever given, that I am going to use here now. Now here, whether it is said that a number of cones are creating, no. Whatever material I will get after melting this, I am going to use all the material to form only a single cone. Right here, I am not forming number of cones. I am going to use all that material to form just a single cone here. So here, so therefore, according to the given things, both the volumes are actually equal, that is volume of cylinder will be equal to the volume of cone. Why? Because all the material is going to use to form a single cone. So what is the volume of cylinder? Substitute the values and let's find out the values here. So here, now the volume of cylinder is, oh sorry, not cylinder, we are given a cuboid. Okay, so volume of cuboid, measurement of all its sides. So it is length, breadth, height. And what is volume of cone? It is 1 by 3 pi r square h. Now, all the values I am having, rest of this r. So simply substitute the values and find the radius. It is just like solving the simultaneous or the linear equation. It is the general calculation. So this implies length is 44, breadth is 21, height is 12, which is equals to 1 by 3. Again, pi. The value of pi is fixed. There are two values. One is 22 by 7 and another one is 3.14. If in the question you are given which value to use, you have to use that only. But since in this question nothing is given, so we can use the value of your choice. So I am using 22 by 7. You can use 3.14 also. And r square as it is, which I have to find out. And height is 24. Now just do this calculation. So this is 3 1s are 3. This is 3 8s are 24. So just keep. I'm just transferring this to another side here. So it is. I have to find the radius. So this r square. Keep this as it is. Whatever extra terms are there, just transfer it to the other side. So this side as it is. 44 into 21 into 12. Here denominator was 7. So it gets multiplied here. Upon this 22 and this is 8. So student, along with me, just go through the calculation. Come on, do the calculation fastly and just write down the answer in your chat box here. So do the calculation quickly. So I'm waiting for your calculation, okay? So do the calculation, students. Yes? Oh, please mute yourself. This is 11 2s are, it is 11 4s are. Then again this is 4 2s are, 4 3s are 12. So these are 4 into 21 into 3 into 7 is again 21. And this 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. This 2 1s are 2, 2 1s are 2. So what I get here? 21 into 21. That is 441. So r square is 441. But whether I require r square? No. What I require only the r. So simply take the square root of both sides. So after taking the square root, what I get here? R is equals to 21 centimeter. So this is nothing but your required answer. Means what was I required? Therefore radius of base is 21 centimeter. Understood, student? What we have done here, I am repeating the question. You are given simply one cuboid. That cuboid we are melting it, and after melting, whatever material I am getting, I am going to use that material to form a single cone here. Okay? So how to do this? I am melting this, I am melting the volume. So write all the measurements given to you. Volume is melting and a single cone is forming. Therefore, both volumes are equal. Substitute the formulas for volume, substitute the values, do the proper calculation, and you will get the required radius. So r square is 441. That means r is equals to 21 centimeters. So this was your radius of base here. Okay. So this was for today, and hope so you understood this one, everyone. Okay. Uh,
Okay. Thank you, Bhagyashree ma'am.
okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Students, stay tuned. Just for 5 minutes, not 5 minutes, 2, 3 minutes. We are having our next lecture, geography lecture by Pradnya ma'am.